number 18, 118. Let's make some coordinate according to this plane coordinate axis. So point A is on the x-axis, and point B is on the y-axis. So we can make some coordinate. A is, let's say, A is 0, and B's coordinates are 0 and B. And the property is that the distance from the origin to this line remains constant. That means if we make this perpendicular line, this value of r doesn't change. Mm, so we can use some formula for the distance from a point to a line. So let's first find out the equation for the line AB. Uh, so if we know the x and y intercept, we can set up this equation. And if we multiply AB to both the sides, we can make this standard form. And because the center, the origin is the 0 and 0, in this case, the distance r is, if we use the formula, this is the distance from the origin to this line. And we want to differentiate this equation. But because this equation is a little complicated, I'm going to make the square to remove this square root. That means so after making these squares, we can differentiate each side. For the left side, I'm going to use product rule. For the right side, also we need to use the product rule. And fortunately, because the uh, uh, distance r doesn't change, that means this dr over dt is 0. So we can cancel. Uh, uh, we can say this just doesn't exist because dr over dt is 0. And then we can cancel these 2's. Uh, okay. And then from the question, the length of OB is 2R. Okay, so from this equation, uh, if B is 2R, let me say this way. So actually, in this case, this is a 60 degree. The 2 and 1. That means the complementary angle is 30 degree. So that means 30 degree. When the adjacent leg is R. Okay. We can think of this ratio. So this means when B is 2R, the A is this 2 over square root of 3 times R. And dr over dB over dt. dB over dt is this is 0.3R, and the sign is negative because it's moving toward. That means the length of the B decreases. So if we use these informations, A is 2 over square root of 3 times R. So B squared is 4 times R squared, and A is this. A squared is 4 over 3 R squared. So we can cancel R cubed for each term. Let's first cancel R squared, and then we can also cancel this R. And if we open, we don't, okay, so if we simplify this, Okay. So, if we move these terms, yep, so the answer is, um, let me think of it. Uh, Yep. Uh, because the 6 divided by square root of 3 is 2 times the square root of 3. And let's change this to 1 fifth. Yeah. So 1 over 10 times the square root of 3, uh, 3r is the speed of this a. And because the sign is positive, that means the a moves away from the center. So if b gets closer to the center, a should move away from the center to keep the distance constant. But the rates are different. So we can see. Yep.